Breaking news, guys. OpTic Gaming has decided to bench Dashy, and normally I don't talk about these types of things within the esports realm, but you guys know me. I'm a huge fan of Call of Duty. I love the Call of Duty League, and Dashy just so happens to be one of my favorite players, guys, in all of the CDL, and with that, I thought that this was a pretty big deal, that they decided to bench him. And sign two completely new players to their CDL 2020 roster. So in an article that was written by Theo Salon of Dexterto, following 3 consecutive losses, OpTic Gaming LA have once again tweaked their Call of Duty League lineup, this time by benching Dashy as well as Chino for new additions Hollow and Draza. Many had speculated a lineup shift after Chino was once again relegated to a substitute role on July 6th. But the Dashy news may come as a surprise. Long known as a prominent star in Call of Duty, he has recently underperformed on an OG-LA lineup that failed to live up to its organization's COD pedigree. Hollow and Draza, meanwhile, have each spent over 3 months playing for the CDL Challengers UYU organization, both performing admirably enough for OGLA to call upon their services. And so, really, guys, what I will say is this. Even though I'm a big fan of Dashy, he has actually really underperformed. Now, part of the reason I believe is because he's not happy with OpTic. He didn't want to be there from the beginning of the season, and now we're starting to see the reasons why. And so with that, Dashy is, I just think he's just not happy, to be honest with you guys. He kind of voiced that he wanted out. He wanted to be traded. He was not given that. And so I think part of his frustrations and such, and part of the reason why this team hasn't done so well is because there were issues from the very beginning with the OpTic LA team, even though I believe that there is a ton of talent on this team. When Chino was moved into the starting lineup on May 4th, OGLA proceeded to go 5-3, but that success proved short-lived as the team subsequently dropped 3 straight. Evidently dissatisfied with the team's form, General Manager Eric Muddog has pivoted and brought some fresh talent to the team's roster, with Draza and Hollow trialing with the team's starting lineup instead of Chino and Dashy during scrims on July 8th, before being officially announced as starters on July 10th. So, with that, guys, what's crazy is with Dashy is a former CWL All-Star and tournament MVP. Dashy boasts a tremendous reputation and came into the season as an impressive recruit for OGLA. In Black Ops 4, he regularly posted league-leading KD rates, but those numbers have deteriorated substantially in Modern Warfare, while OGLA has dropped to 8th in the standings at 7-12. And like I said, guys, I mean, maybe Dashy was just really good when it came to Black Ops 4, but I believe that he's got real talent for a number of these Call of Duty titles. I just don't think he's happy at the end of the day. At their latest event, the Paris Home Series, no player hit a positive KD, but Dashy posted the team's lowest overall by far with .68. That may have been the last straw for a player whose upside is undisputed, but whose work ethic had already been subject to unsavory rumors. So, with that, guys, it looks like the OpTic Gaming LA is moving on from Dashy at this point. And I don't know if Dashy now is like, he's probably, what his feelings are, if he's like happy because he wants to move on to another team or whatever the case might be. I do think, guys, that this team had a lot of talent, in my personal opinion. I thought that they actually had a chance to be a lot better, but I think it was just kind of almost negative energy from some of these players, and Dashy may have been one of those players that was just, didn't want to be there. From the beginning of the season, he wanted to be with the Chicago Huntsmen reportedly, or maybe even one of the other teams out there in the CDL. Nonetheless, he's going to get signed once again. I do believe that. Whether that's with OpTic, most likely not, or another, organization, most likely is what's going to happen. And I would assume it's probably going to be for next season, maybe even later this season. It's hard to say, guys. We'll see what happens as things kind of shake up in the CDL, and as we get closer and closer to the championships. But let me know what you guys think about this news, guys. Dashy being benched by OpTic Gaming. Let me know what you guys think, and for more esports content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.